Hello everyone, Ginny here. Just wanted to do a quick video covering off the October map jam, which is now finished and had the votes counted over on the official Discord for Halo Flashpoint, as well as just cover my recent trip to Mantic HQ for the Openday, where I managed to take part in the Q&A, ask Ronnie some questions, and managed to get quite a bit of interesting information out of him regarding the future of Halo Flashpoint. So first things first, the map jam for October 2025 has come to an end. I just want to give a big shout out to Kevakins at this point, who offered to put extra prize money in once the event had finished and the winner had been chosen, which I think is really great. What I have said to him is if we bring it back in December or future months, more than happy for him to put in as well, and maybe me and him and some other creators can put in some more money and get a bigger prize pot together for it. So in the competition, I actually finished third. I'm just going to show some photos now in terms of what my map looked like. Now, I'm not happy with how I finished out. I had a lot of issues with my printer, had to repair some parts for the first time ever doing that. It was quite technical. And yeah, I lost about 2 to 3 days worth of printing. Setting a 2-week deadline was probably a mistake. But one of the things I am happy about is this here, where it turns out you come down a plaza, you're on an underpass, which you'll see on the higher view now, and I got the Remember Reach graffiti on one of these buildings. But what it also has is a smoke machine in there, so the smoke actually pumps out and comes across the map. It looks a lot better in person. I finally got it working. Slight issue with condensation and a paper mat. Need to figure that one out in the future. But overall it came out okay. As you can see here, black back down because of the leak, and yeah, LEDs and everything fitted. So the one half of the map at the bottom, I had to go for a kind of destroyed, unfinished version to get it in before the deadline. It was supposed to be a symmetry of the other side, which in itself was scaled down to a 2-story walkway and building. That was supposed to be a 4-story in each diagonal corner, which would have given you a dice tower on the top 2. But overall, I think it turned out okay, just a lot less ambitious than what I was going for due to issues with the printer. So in second place, one of my favourite maps actually that I've seen, and for me, the one I voted for, it was from Bravo. They had 24% of the votes received, and it's a recreation of kind of the Landfall Neil Blomkamp mini-series when they were looking to make the Halo movie. I think it's done fantastically well. Little details throughout that really set it apart, such as the ODST graves, etc. And just if you look at the map top down, the drop pods look excellent. Very true to the thing in terms of the layout and the barbed wire walls. Yeah, just an excellent map all around. And then we get on to our winner. Now this one, I'd like to say it was a close race. He had 62% of the votes, and this is Hype13 who won. Hype is actually one of the people who follows me on Patreon. They've ordered stuff from me in the past, and they recently shared photos of the chasm map I made, all painted up, and it looks stunning. It looks better than I could paint up myself, which makes me wonder why he's using my STLs and why he uses my painting when he's putting maps like this together. So what he's done is an ODST New Mombasa Street Battle. It's a really, really good map, as you can see, really detailed, lots of good terrain used, and this one was far and away the most popular one that went to vote. So congratulations to him. I've been in contact, currently looking at getting some money sent across to him so he can purchase some more Flashpoint terrain pieces to really pad out his game as well. So congratulations to him. When we do our next month's one, I will again put information up, reach out to people, and hopefully we have a bigger prize pool now with Kevakins and others getting involved for when that happens. So on to the second part of the video, my visit to Mantic HQ. A bit of a shock walking into the building, a lot smaller than I expected. It's not a very big location. You go in, there's a few tables set up where they'll do competitions, and they were trialing different games this time. And then they take you on a tour and show you the rest of the factory. They have a lot of resin printers that they're really starting to expand into. It's quite funny because most of the printing doesn't happen in the warehouse. You walk 2 doors up the street. This is what looks like an abandoned building. They pry the door open, and that's where all of the printing and casting takes place in what looks like a rundown little shed building. But it was really cool. The guy doing the casting, going through the process, he went into great detail, and he really explained everything and how it works. Moving on to throughout the day, we got to see Ronnie a couple of times. One of the things that happened towards the end then was the infamous Ronnie Q&A sessions that he has, where he, as usual, slipped up and unveiled a lot of information about a lot of game systems that he shouldn't have. One of the interesting things he said, however, is Halo Flashpoint is bigger than anticipated. Xbox are extremely happy with the performance, and they're getting more trusting now with how they're managing the IP and the things that they're allowing them to do, which is great. Sam, who accompanied me up there, asked about grunts and jackals and when we could likely see them. He said beginning of the year would be a Reach, which gives a hint to Reach launching potentially early next year. He then said the grunts, jackals, marines would all release throughout 2026, so not long to go for them. He also said that with them coming in, he knows that people are looking for bigger games, and whilst there will be a bigger game mode in the future with vehicles and what have you, a different system to Flashpoint, they are looking at scenarios based on 2 maps and the terrain with them. They've been trialing that on site and looking to get some together, which is excellent. Quite excited about that, but nothing immediate as they try to get the play testing right. He also then mentioned that throughout 2026, there's a few more things they want to add, but by September next year, they should have all of the Banished and Halo Infinite that they want from the series finished, and then they will be moving on to something really exciting and fun, but we couldn't pry any further information out of him as to what that is. The question that I asked him was that there seems to be a lot of legends on the UNSC side and ODSTs now, but there's only Atriox on the Banished side. So I asked if we were going to see Escharum, and Ronnie replied to me, "Oh, you mean the hands of Atriox?" Stupidly, I didn't pick up that he was answering to me that that's who's coming. So I said, "Yeah, Escharum, exactly." And then he repeated to me again, like, characters like the hand of Atriox. And there was another person stood next to him who was helping present, and he said, "Yes, the hands of Atriox is what you mean." And then a worker who'd been showing me one of the systems, because everyone was laughing and I still didn't get it, was stood next to me, and he said, "In case you're still missing it, that's 2 confirmed yeses from 2 different people that the hands of Atriox and the people involved are coming." So shout out to that person, because it clearly went over my head. But no, I'm excited to see Escharum and the rest of the hand of Atriox brought to the tabletop as well. And that should be, if he's looking to wrap everything up with Infinite by September 2026, completed, and with us by that date, which would be amazing. In terms of a bigger game, in terms of using rulers and what have you, he did confirm that units from Flashpoint would carry over to the new game, just like they did with Dead Zone and some of their other games. He did say, however, that a ghost, when they've measured it out, would be 1.5 cubes long. So there's no way to bring ghosts at the moment into Flashpoint. But all of your units you've built up in Flashpoint, if you wish to make the jump to a bigger scale, and your terrain, etc., will just move straight across with you, which is great that you haven't got to invest into 2 separate systems. So that's it. That's the future coming up from what they unveiled whilst I was there. I hope this is some new information and something to get excited for. I'm really excited for the Hand of Atriox and to see more Banished units. They are my favourite faction by miles. The units they've created are incredible, and this season I think I'm going to try use some at the tournaments and see if they're more balanced now that the points have been levelled out. Let me know what you think in the comments. What are you looking forward to, and what do you want to see as the next big fun thing once Infinite is out the way? Personally, I feel they're going to do a CE tie-in. It's around that time of the year that the remake will be coming. It just makes sense. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching.